Review number 1. Bought one of these for my wife who discovered that she is allergic to cats after we had our cat for a year. Dang. We put one in the bedroom and one in the living room. Yes, as the machine kicks on the first 24 hours there is an ozone smell from it. This fades quickly and isn't a big deal. I don't even know why people mention it. Usage. It has 5 settings, which is really just fan speed, so don't be impressed by the germ label. We use it on January 3rd mostly. At 5 it's pretty loud, but will quickly recirculate the room air if needed. At 3 it's still fairly fan loud, but tolerable. 1 and 2 are the only quiet settings. The ambience lights can be dimmed if needed and it has a filter warning reminding you to clean it. I love the auto off timer setting. I frequently set it for 2, 4, or 8 hours and leave. A great feature. I also love that the filter is cleanable and I don't have to buy an expensive filter every few months. After approximately 3 days, we noticed a huge difference. Firstly, even time we walk in the bedroom, it has a clean, fresh smell. Not that it didn't smell good before, but it's noticeable. Most importantly though, my wife has been sleeping better. She hasn't coughed in the middle of the night, which she did about 4 times a week, loud enough to wake me up. She also doesn't wake up congested and stuffy. This is a huge difference. She's reduced her intake of Claritin and is sleeping better. I'm sure it's not a magic fix-all for allergies, but it absolutely helped my wife. Overall, I have nothing but positive things to say. It works well, performs as advertised, is nice looking, has solid electronic touchscreen buttons, a full feature set and an economical washable/cleanable filter. Most importantly, it seems to be helping. Review number 2. First of all, this air cleaner has a very modern look and feel. It is very nice and fits into any room of my house just fine. I bought 2 air cleaners at the same time to get a feel for what I want/need in my home. In addition to this item, I bought Honeywell's PlasmaWave 5300 air cleaner model. I opened the Honeywell first and placed it in my bedroom. After reading the instructions, I put it on setting 4 and told it to oscillate in my bedroom. I typically sleep with a fan, sometimes a white noise machine if it is too cold, but this unit was audible even over those sound sources. It is audible everywhere in the room and doesn't adjust at all on its own. When we woke, I admit that we both felt better than we had the last month or so. The smell was better, you could see less dust in the sunlight, and the unit was still chugging along just fine. The next night, I tried the Honeywell's. The Honeywell's unit was significantly quieter. While it isn't quite as appealing visually, it seems to function much stronger. The Honeywell's has a visual sensor to show what type of air quality it detects and adjusts the fan speed and technology used accordingly. At the lowest setting, the Honeywell's uses 9 W of power and is almost silent. It is impossible for me to hear from 5 feet or more away. The sleep mode on the Honeywell's kept it quiet through the night as well, no sounds competing with my other audio sources. I'm happier with the Honeywell's, but if you are looking for a specific use for an air cleaner, you can set the Honeywell to a strong setting, oscillate it, etc. It looks nicer as well. For constant use in your house, get the Honeywell's. If you are looking to clean the aid during a party or other event, get the Honeywell. Update. After a few months of operating the unit in my house's lower level at the lowest setting, it had developed a very loud ticking sound. I have regularly cleaned the filter and the sound I am referencing is not coming from the static generator used to attract dust. I believe I am hearing sounds from the fan bearings as increasing the fan speed increases the volume of the ticking. The Wynix is still going very strong. Review number 3. I've had the AirGenius5 about a year now and I'm mostly satisfied with it. It is almost ideal but with a few minor flaws that could easily be fixed by the manufacturer. When it arrived, it came with a activated carbon pre-filter, sealed in a plastic bag. The first couple weeks, the air in my apartment, about 600, smelled sterile. There was a faint chemical odor, perhaps because of the lack of organic chemicals which were absorbed by the carbon. The sterile smell subsided after a few weeks. When I first cleaned the filters, I threw away the carbon pre-filter because can't be cleaned. I didn't get replacement. I didn't list the carbon pre-filter as a pro or con because I don't need it and the unit works fine without it. Pros. 1. The unit collects a good amount of dust in the foam pre-filter, washable, and a small amount of particulates in the IFD, electrostatic filter. You can see evidence of the particulates collected by the dirty colored water exiting the honeycomb plastic when you wash it. 2. Doesn't beep when changing settings. My other fans and A/C units make loud beeps when any button is pressed. I'm thinking of opening them up and ripping out the beepers. 3. Provides a nice cooling feeling when the fan is at medium to high speed. Great for my top floor South Florida apartment because it moves air along the floor where it is cooler. 4. It looks good in my opinion. It doesn't get clogged with dust and look gross like my other fans, which I must take apart to clean occasionally. It would get 5 stars except for a few minor issues. Cons. 1. The unit doesn't restart after a power failure. We get power glitches a few times per week here in South Florida. It doesn't save the settings for speed, oscillation, or the accent light either. At least it saves the filter reminder status, which proves that there is non-volatile memory available, so saving the settings should have been easy to implement. I'd connect this to my computer's UPS battery backup, except it's on the other side of the room. 2. Doesn't have an IR remote. I'm using some home automation software to control my window A/C units and other fans using IR signals because they came with IR remotes. 3. The filter reminder can't be reset before it has accumulated all 5 lead bars. That's annoying because I may want to clean the filter before the reminder tells me to. Review number 1. Bought one of these for my wife who discovered that she is allergic to cats after we had our cat for a year. Dang. We put one in the bedroom and one in the living room. Yes, as the machine kicks on the first 24 hours there is an ozone smell from it. This fades quickly and isn't a big deal. I don't even know why people mention it. Usage. It has 5 settings, which is really just fan speed, so don't be impressed by the germ label. We use it on January 3rd mostly. At 5 it's pretty loud, but will quickly recirculate the room air if needed. At 3 it's still fairly fan loud, but